Thursday, also known as Friday Eve. And welcome to our monthly Zodiac reading. So we are going to look into the fire signs, the fire Zodiac signs. So hello, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to look and see what October, I can't believe we're already going into October, what October 2022 has cooked up for you. And if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can check out the information box down below. Check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. You can learn everything about me and also the readings that I offer and also the goodies that I offer as well. You can also check out Desert Cauldron, which is a witchy shop that James from Light of Raga and I own. We create a lot of our magical tools there and a lot of the tools from local artisans and local tribes from here in Arizona. So definitely go check it out. Lots of other goodies there. YouTube membership, Patreon, all that good stuff. But like I said, today we're going to see what the fire signs have in store, or October has in store for the fire signs. And well, what do the fire signs have in store for October? Okay, so I have all of your goodies here. Hey, Sumi is here. What's up, witches? What's up? All right, so let me just move this back a little bit here. I just got back today from the property. I've been up there for quite a few days actually, so we're making some progress up there. Can't wait to talk more about it during our Sunday live chat, but just know that lots of good stuff there. And October next month, well, actually in 2 days, we're gonna be like really moving up there, so I'm super excited about that. Can't wait to start doing live chats from up there in the mountains. Being outside to do the live chats is just gonna be freaking amazeballs. It's magical up there. I can't wait to share it all with you. But yeah, so by the way, P.S. my mailbox will be changing. Sharna, hello. This is hello, lovely. Hope you are doing fab. I am doing fabuloso. Thank you. I hope everybody here is having an amazing evening, or depending on where your time zone is, an amazing day. So yeah, I have an address to where we're moving, but the mail truck doesn't deliver to that address. So I'm going to be getting a P.O. box up in that area. So stay tuned. I don't have a P.O. box yet. And actually my P.O. box just ended here in where I live now in Tempe. So there's going to be like maybe a week or two where I don't have a P.O. box, but I'll make sure to include it in my newsletter, which is coming out on October 1st. So if you guys aren't signed up for the newsletter, maybe sign up for that. It has a lot of witchy goodness in it, lots of ramblings, and also video or like YouTubers that I'm watching, books that I'm reading, herbs that I'm using, crystals I'm using, lots of like other informational stuff that you might be interested in. And I believe I have over 300 people signed up for the newsletter. So go ahead, sign it up. I don't do the spam game, so all you do is get a newsletter once a month. But once I have a P.O. box for you guys, I will go ahead and put it in the newsletter and also at the end of all of my videos. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I have quite a few decks here for you guys, for all my fire signs, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. I have my Wallys World Oracle here, and if you're interested in this, the link for it is down below. Let's see, Sharna says it's 12:02 p.m. Friday here. Ooh la la. I'm going to sign up for it today. What an awesome offering. All right, yay! And I think there is like a straight link that goes straight to the newsletter that's down in the information box. Otherwise, when you go to the website, you'll find there's like a link that says, hey, sign up for the newsletter here. But yeah, it's just good stuff. You know, I don't like receiving spam, so I don't spam you guys. Like, if you want a newsletter, I put out there for you guys. All right, and since we're going into October, well, I thought I'd bust out more of my like Halloween-y, Samhain type decks. So I have the Halloween Tarot, and I'm gonna bust out my Witches Runes, which I keep in this lovely abalone box. And I'm gonna bust out my Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards, and lastly Raven's Wand Oracle, which is actually based on a fictional book series. So okay, let's go ahead and cast our elemental circle. The reason I like to do that is I like to call in the elementals, but I also like to utilize the energy of the elements just to clear the area around me and wherever you guys are as well, because we're all bringing you guys in so that we get all the messages for our best and highest good and with the most clarity as possible. So let's go ahead and light her up here. All right. So we're just using that fire element to just burn away anything that could impede on us having some lovely messages here today. And then with that, using my piece of Palo Santo to bring in the air element to blow away anything that no longer serves us and again would get in the way of messages that we need to hear for October. All right. Ah, so good, so good. And you know, up at my property, we have all of these pinyon pines and juniper trees. And a lot of the pinyon pines are 600 and 700 years old, and some of them have fallen over and they're dead. But they leave behind this wonderful resin. And so I've been burning some of the resin to kind of like purify my space in there and all the things up there. So yeah, like I said, I can't wait to like bring you guys up there with me. Okay, so I have a little bit of moon water here that I actually have in this like little hooch bottle, little antique hooch bottle. And we're just going to clear away, wash away anything that doesn't serve us. And actually this water, this moon water here is from one of the final monsoons that we had here in Tempe just last week. So it's the last of our storm water right there. Okay. And then for the earth element, I'm busting out this boar bone wand, which we have in Desert Cauldron. Hey Lisa, how are you? And any of the items that we have that have animal parts in our shop, we make sure that they are ethically obtained because we believe in harm to none. So we have this wonderful boar bone, which is all about fire energy, hence why I chose it for you guys. And it's all about standing in your solar plexus energy, knowing who you are, breaking through barriers. And so that's what I want to ground us into, that earth energy. And then we have this wonderful chlorite included Brazilian quartz here, which is just fabulous. So let's go ahead and call in our elementals starting at the north. So calling in the elementals of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elementals of the south to help us to cast our circle today. And calling in the elementals of the west to help us to cast our circle today. All right, the circle is cast. Let our work begin. And so it is. All right, all right. Keep on rolling. Sumi said the veil is starting to thin in your property and everywhere. My bathroom is flickering again. Took the bulb out last night. Dude, I will have to concur with that. Things have been a bit extra, and on the property things are always just extra, so it's like extra. There's a lot going on. I can't wait. Like on Sunday, I'll share all that with you guys on Sunday, but oh my gosh. I have a lot to tell you guys. So okay. Okay, I am going to use my Tibetan singing bowl here, and this is attuned to the heart chakra. Let's go ahead and just clear the area with a little bit of sound. Always just sounds so nice. Just gets me in like the calm groove. I'm ready to sling some cards now. All right, so let's start off with Wallys World. And I encourage you guys, if you guys want to sling some cards along with us, like by all means, please do so. That's what we have this live chat for, you know, so that if you guys are getting downloads, you guys pull some cards, let us know your messages too, so that we can make it an even more well-rounded reading. Let's come together in that way. All right. So what I like to use Wallys World for is the theme for the month, so a theme card. And if you don't know who Wally is, he's my little Siamese cat, and he actually lives in California with his dad, along with his brother Loki, his adopted brother. So yeah, my little puma, my little panther out there in California. And actually James and I were just talking about up at the property, you know, I definitely want some animals. So we were talking about like, oh, maybe like, do we get a dog first or a cat, or, you know, what would we do? But I have to have me a kitten, and a doggy would be nice. Okay. All right, looks like we have our card. And here we go. So the image here actually was taken by me, and all the images in the deck are not taken by me, but this one just so happens to be, because it is a collection of our community photos, our community members. And Wally is actually up here. He's kind of hiding within the trellis here, so I photoshopped him up there. But this is in Viterbo, Italia. So when I was there, I'm an opera singer, so I was singing opera out there a while back, and I just really loved this scene and just how beautiful it is. But let's dive into it and see what that has in store for you guys, you fire signs out there, whether it's in your sun, moon, or rising. What's the theme for October? So give me a moment to go into this card. Okay, so it appears for our fire signs out there in general, the general theme is that there's going to be, and it seems like, you know, this kind of comes up every now and then, but it's more of a bigger issue. So conflict between you and somebody close to you. So this is not like you having a conflict with some rando on the internet or just some passerby, but somebody that you truly care about and you truly love. And you know, we have conflicts, we have disputes every once in a while. It even happens with those that we love, you know, I mean, it just happens, we're human. But in this particular instance, if both parties continue to be within the ego and decide, well, I'm definitely not going to listen to what the other person has to say, even if you love that person, even if that person's your best friend or family member, your sister, your brother, whatever. And we get into this ego of like, well, I don't want to listen to anything you have to say because I know for sure that you're wrong and that's not my beliefs. Whereas the other person could also be in their ego saying, well, then I'm not going to listen to you. And this is how a lot of discord and separation happens between the best of us and the people that we love the most. And I'm not saying to just give in and say, oh, okay, I'm just going to believe whatever you believe. That's not it either. But there has to be some sort of common ground where at least both parties feel like they've been heard. I think that that's what irritates people the most, or they feel the most hurt, is when someone they love decides adamantly that they don't want to hear anything that you have to say. You know, even if they don't believe you, at least please listen to me. And so with this bridge here, I'm seeing Wally on the bridge, is all about kind of bridging that gap. And maybe you have to be the person that, you know, drops the ego for a moment and goes into the heart space and comes out with the higher self and says, hey, you know what, let's listen to what you have to say. Run it through your higher self. Did anything that your best friend, your loved one, did anything that they say resonate with you? Okay, communicate that to them. Hey, I can understand what you said here and here, but this is why I don't agree. This is why I believe this. And by doing that, that person feels heard and it makes them feel good. And that's an act of love and caring. And then vice versa, you need to get that as well. They need to be able to say, hey, I have heard you, and this is why I don't agree with you, or these are the parts that I do agree with. And you guys can have a civil conversation about it. But I feel like this is more than just a minor conflict, more than just a, oh man, you picked up mint chocolate chip ice cream from the grocery store, I wanted strawberry. It's a little bit more than that. So this can go down into some really deep core beliefs. Could be into like how we believe the world works or the matrix works. It could even be how we operate and do things, and maybe it just doesn't fly with, you know, your best friend or your loved one, and so this is creating some sort of conflict. So in October, if you find that tension is rising and you know it's been more than a few days and you're still angry with this person, or you guys are still not seeing eye to eye, then know that maybe, okay, I got to go into my heart space. Let's see how we can make a bridge here so that we both feel heard, and then we can go about our days. All right, so this is kind of what I'm getting for the month of October. All right, so we got some more people in here. Alikia, hello, hello, hello. How are you? And William, how are you doing? So we're actually going into the general read so far, and then we're going to go into the individual signs. So right now we're going on to the theme for the month of October. Oh, thank you, Sumi. So Sumi just going on about the fire signs. Okay, so I have the Halloween tarot here. And we're going to take a look at now the messages for all three of the fire signs combined, and we'll go look at you guys individually. Alikia says she has a slight headache, but good. Well, I hope that maybe through this reading we can alleviate some of your head tension. Okay, so my little Halloween tarot here. I thought this would be nice and cute to use with you guys for this month's reading. Okay, so let's pull a few cards here. Let's get some more information about October and what we can expect, and how can we utilize it for our advantage. Sumi said water. You may be dehydrated if you have a headache. That's a good point, Sumi. We noticed that when we're up at the property because we're at a pretty high, I mean, it's not super high, but it's a pretty high elevation. It's like 6,500 feet or something like that, and it's a lot easier to get dehydrated. So sometimes we're like not wondering, we're like, why is our heads hurt and stuff like that. So sometimes it's dehydration or hunger, lack of sleep, all kinds of things, but sometimes the number one is water. Okay, so let's pull some 1, 2, let's pull 2 more cards, 3 and 4. Okay, so I have them face down. Let's turn them over one by one together. Okay. Alikia said, yeah, I started drinking some a few minutes ago, just in case. Hey, there you go. All right, so we have the Hierophant. That's our card number 1. These cards are so freaking cute. And then we have the Tower. Whoa, you guys have 2 majors so far. That's interesting. And then you have the 8 of Pumpkins, which is like your 8 of Pentacles. All right, and then we have the Ghost, Queen of Ghosts, which is like your Queen of Swords. All right, so let's take a look-ski here. Oh, sorry, not your Queen of Swords. Oh, Queen of Cups. All righty. Okay, so I just want to take before I look at it intuitively, just anything that is jumping out at me at these 4 cards here. Other than we have 2 majors, we have 1 court card, and then just 1 minor, and that's being the number 8. So far no repeating numbers or anything, but all right. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into those. Okay, so something that, and this can show up in a variety of ways because right now is more of the general read for all of our fire signs, you know, whether it's in your sun, your moon, or your rising. So this has something to do, I keep getting mode of operation, the way that you do things. And we all, you know, as we get older, we get kind of stuck in our ways. You know, it's like, well, this is the way I always do my work day, or this is the way I always do my Monday, or this is the way I, you know, always, you know, go and run my errands, you know, and stuff like that, you know, that we're just very set. You know, at when it comes to dinner time is always around this time. I always, make this on this day. And that just becomes our like routine. And I think where some of that discord might be coming up that I mentioned earlier for that theme has something to do with how you function and how you do things. And so let's say, I'm trying to think of an example of just something innocuous, like something that really we'd be like, why would we be arguing about that? And I keep thinking of gasoline, like going to go get gas. Okay, so let's say when it's time for you to get gas, you're the type of person that likes to wait until your car is just barely running on fumes. And then you decide, I think I can just make it to the gas station. And so your car is just kind of chugging along, to get it to the gas station. And maybe that's just how you always do things. And I'm just saying this as like a little example. I'm not saying you guys actually do this, but I have friends that do this. So it's like cars just running on fumes. And in my head, this drives me insane. So let's say it's me and a friend, and I might say something to my friend, say, why do you do this? Why do you put yourself through so much stress where now you're stressing out because now the car's starting to chug and we don't know if we're going to make it to the gas station. And now you're thinking about, I hope that I have a gas can in the back. Are we going to be able to push this car? Oh my gosh, we're going uphill. I don't know that I'm going to be able to push a car uphill. Like, why put yourself in that sort of situation, in that stressful situation? Wouldn't it be better that when you're like at half a tank or a quarter of a tank left, you just go and get some gas while you're just running your errands? And let's say that is what your friend says, like, hey, maybe you just go get gas, and then that way you'd never have to worry that you're running on fumes. And let's say this triggers you in such a way for one reason or another, like, but that's the way I always do things. Like, how dare you tell me how to run my life and do my car? This is what I'm talking about, that discord where it's something kind of dumb that you guys are arguing about. But for some reason, both people are feeling very triggered over it. So some sort of shadow coming up, and it may be that's the way your parents always did it, or maybe the whole running on fumes things has something to do with the thoughts and feelings around money or abundance or scarcity or whatever it may be. And that's coming up for you, or maybe it's coming up for your friend. And so because that's coming up, the ego can only hear the shadow, and so now it's not taking in any new information. And this is where I'm feeling like this confrontation argument is coming in. And so if you feel like this is something that's coming up for you in October, we might want to take a step back and be like, whoa, first of all, this is your best friend, or this is your sister, your brother, somebody that you love. Is this person actually trying to put you down? Is this person actually trying to hurt you? No, they're not. They love you. So then we have to take that into account when we come into our heart space. Okay, so is anything my friend is saying, or my sister or my brother, whoever it may be, is anything that they're saying ringing true for me? Could I make minor adjustments in the way I do my regular routine? Run it through your higher self, not your ego. The ego wants to fight. So run it through your higher self. Okay, maybe I don't like being stressed because I don't know if I'm going to make it to a gas station. Maybe next time I'm out running errands, that would be a good time for me to go and get gas. Maybe. And maybe you want to stick with the way you do things, but at least did not tell your friend. Acknowledge to your friend, why you want to continue to do X, Y, or Z, or why you don't want to do X, Y, or Z anymore. And thank you for giving me a new perspective. But this is what I feel like is coming up. That Hierophant card is, to me, popping out as a new way of doing things, and it is for your betterment. It's not somebody trying to attack you, or vice versa. You're definitely not trying to attack the other person. They're not trying to hurt you. Nobody's trying to say you're doing it all wrong, and nobody's trying to say that, somehow you're not smart, or that's not it at all. If those thoughts do come up, know that that is your ego. The ego has a big ego and it has a hard time accepting new information. Just know that. Okay, so that's where I see that Queen of Cups coming in, is diving into the heart space, putting this new information through there, and then having a civil conversation afterwards. But it can feel quite like a tower moment. It's like, whoa, wait, what? You want me to redo what? And I know it's just something silly like how you put gas in your vehicle. But it's dismantling these things that are at our core programming. And it's interesting to see how it stems out into even the most innocuous things, like putting gas in a car. And this is all for your betterment, though, you know, so that we can see how far our programming moves out into our daily lives. And when we can see that, we could say, wow, so when I do my healing, this really does have a major effect in everything I do. And when I ignore things, this is how it continues to play out in my life. And so this is just to show you, again, for your best and highest good. And you get to choose with your free will how you want to go about moving through that situation. Okay. Woo! Alrighty. Let's see. So oh my goodness. Let's take a look at what we have going on for each sign individually. So that's just something big that might come up for all of you in some fashion or another. So let's take a look at if we can get some more info for our Leos, for our Aries, and for our Sagittarius. So like I said, in here, I have my witch's runes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a little rune. Let's start with Leo. All right. Do we have any Leos in the house, by the way? Any in your sun Leos, moon Leos, rising Leos? Over there is sitting a Leo rising. And actually, I think he has some family members that are Leos. One of my friends, I have a Leo. It's one of my friends. My half-sister is a Leo. Let's see. Sharna said, wow, it's going to be wild and wonderful. Yes. Lisa is a Leo sun. Hey! All right. So let's go with our Leos first. Okay. What extra info can we pull for Leo? What do we have here? Oh, okay. Sharna said, month. Yes, I'm a sun, moon, and rising Leo. What? Dude, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Okay, so you guys have the birds, which signifies movement. So let's dive into this for Leo. Oh, okay. So this might not be for all of you, but for many of you, I feel like there are many Leos that are moving on to the next big thing, like a definite new chapter in their life. So some people are, you know, getting married, they're doing their hand fastings. Some people are changing jobs. Some people are moving, like myself. Some people are starting a family or adopting. Could be fur babies, could be human babies. But I feel like there's some really big changes in October happening for Leo, and some of those changes may have already been taking place, and so you may already know what this is. Like, oh yeah, I've been on the way to, you know, switching from this job to this job, or moving from this house to this house. So with that in mind, that there are some big moves coming up for Leo, and I don't feel like these are like blindsided movements where it's not like, oh my gosh, all this is happening now. Not a tower moment movement, but more one that you consciously put into effect. Like you're the one that initiates it and says, okay, this is what I want to do next, because the opportunities were there for you. And so with that theme card that we had at the very beginning, and those other 4 cards that we pulled from the Halloween tarot, knowing that when we go into something new, it's something new for our higher self, and it's something new for our ego. Our higher self has the best compass of all, because it's the one that's connected to the collective consciousness, it's connected to source, all that is divine, you know, that is us. And so it wants to lead us towards things that are for our best and highest good, things that would have the most effect on us and be the best for our learning. Our ego, when confronted with something new, recoils in horror. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what this is. And because I don't know what this is, I can only expect failure. Because that's just how the ego operates. And it's a good thing we have a higher self, because otherwise we could just be left adrift in the middle of the ocean if it was just our ego that was in charge. So keep that in mind, though, with this movement that's going on, knowing that there might be some arguments or some conflicts or some shadows that come up because it's something new. And it's not a bad thing. Shadows are not a bad thing. Having arguments are not a bad thing. It's how we learn more about ourselves and everyone around us. So I'm not saying to don't have an argument and don't, like I'm, talking to you condescendingly. It's just saying that be aware that these are learning opportunities. And so if you find yourself in some sort of dispute with a loved one surrounding this new change that you're going through, or this movement that you're going through, know that this is a great time to heal and grow, and a great time to heal and grow for your friend or your family member as well. And so that you gain more tools, and even just getting more in that solar plexus area, more personal power and confidence as you move forward in this new chapter in your life. All right, Leo. Yes, Sharna's like, intense. Says, wow, I've been asking for signs to contact my ex. I got the one for confirmation just before you came live. Now to get past my ego and just do it. Hey, like Nike says, just do it. All right, so some definite movement going on for our little Leos there. Okay, so let's go to Aries. You know what? My dad's in Aries. Let's look at Aries. Okay. And I think my dad was more Aries maybe in his youth. Now my dad's softened. I think somebody's putting out the flame. Okay, so Aries. What do we got here? Oh, we got one. Oh, all right. So Aries, we have the star, this guiding light, like a compass. We were just talking about a compass. All right, so let's see, Aries, what you got going on here? Okay, Aries, I might be talking to one or two of you specifically, but I hope I'm talking to more people as well. I feel like there are a few of you out there who have had this feeling inside of you for more than just a day, more than maybe just a few weeks, but for a while, knowing that you have to do something. Like you just don't know. You just don't know how you know. It's like claircognizance, where you can't explain where the information is coming from. You just feel it down to your bones. You feel it in your core. If somebody were to ask you if you have facts to back up, where you're getting this feeling from, you don't know. But you just know that you have to do this thing. For some people, you just know you have to leave that job. Like, you know it to your very, very core, to the center of your bones. Like, I know I have to leave. It's not good for me. It's not good for my mental health anymore. It's not good for me and my family and my environment. I spend more time at the job than I do with, the people that I love. And I feel like more of my energy is being spent there. And what am I getting in return? But a bunch of paper bills, when in the end, what's going to matter most is probably the family and not the money. Because there are different ways that we could obtain that money that doesn't require us to be taken from our families. And so I feel it's something important like that, where it's a big thing. And I think that the reason maybe you haven't acted upon it yet is because it is a big thing. You know that it would mean a lot of changes in your life in order to do that thing. And with changes, there's uncertainty. With uncertainty, there's fear. But if you've been feeling this for a while, I would say don't ignore it. That is your higher self. That is the true you trying to speak to the human you. And the human us, all we know is we get a feeling, because we may not may not be able to hear the words from our highest self. So we just get little feelings and inklings here and there. But if you have been feeling something like that, like I've been feeling like I really do need to start taking better care of my mental health, or my physical health, or emotional health, whatever it may be. I know I need to go to counseling, or I know that I need to stop this addiction because it's starting to have an effect on this and that. I know that I need to leave this job. It's something big. And with this guiding star that I'm getting, this is your confirmation to listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. It's the best compass that you have. It doesn't matter what any card slinger like myself says. It doesn't matter what, best friends, people that have your best interest at heart say. They don't know your intuition like you do, and they're not living your life. You are living your life. So you have to do what's best for you. So this is definitely a month to go inwards. Really pay attention to that inkling that you've had that just doesn't seem to go away, and try to figure out what am I going to do with this information? Am I going to act on this? And if there's things that are preventing you from acting on it, what's coming up? Is it shadows? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it something that's stemming all the way back to childhood that's preventing you from moving forward in the present? What is it? But this is Aries. This is your month to really take a look at that. And I think for you, this might be not a conflict between you and another person, but this is between you and your fears, and making sure that you recognize where these fears are coming from, hence, as if you were listening to the other person and showing acknowledgement, but also acknowledging your higher self, and where it's coming from. So this is more of an internal dispute, internal conflict, than I would say external, like we were talking about with Leo. All right. Whoo. Okay. Interesting. All right, Aries. Okay, so let's go into Sagittarius. I know a few Sagittarius here and there. Oops. There we go. Sorry, my wax was getting onto the floor there. Okay, Sagittarius. All right. Oh, some crossroads, indecision. Let's take a look at this, the crossroads for our Sagittarius. So, and this is interesting so far, because for Leo and Aries, and now I'm kind of feeling like this is for Sagittarius as well. This is all about going into, for all of you, definitely all of you, going into some sort of new era in your life, new way of being, even sometimes a new address, but this is all some new thing, not just a new month. It's much more than that. So there's some big life changes coming up for a lot of you guys, and it's up to you how you want to handle those life changes, what you want to do, because you have free will. You are in the driver's seat. You have the power. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. For you as well. Yeah, you're not being left out. This is big decision time for you. And this isn't one that you could just push off the decision onto someone else, nor can you sit on your laurels. I say can't. I mean, you can, but it would not be in your best interest. So, if something is, coming up at work, home, maybe it is making a decision about, if you want to move out of your apartment to a condo or house, or maybe it is like, I don't know if I'm ready to start a family yet, or, decision time. Because these are big life decisions that are your life decisions, and because they affect you greatly, you need to have a hand in those decisions. Oftentimes we pass the buck onto someone else and we say, I don't know, I'm not qualified for that. Hey, can you help me out with this? Even though it's your life we're talking about. The reason we do that is not because we're not knowledgeable, usually because we're scared. And we're scared that if we make the big decisions in our life, what happens if I make the wrong decision? And the wrong decision, I don't want to fail. I could let people down. But in reality, that's the ego talking. The higher self says there are no wrong decisions. There are only decisions. And something that I used to tell my students when I used to teach high school, as I said, that you have the free will to do anything you want. And the kids would look at me and like I'm crazy. And they said, we can't do anything we want because if we skip school, we get in trouble. And I said, yeah, but you have that choice. You have the choice to skip school, but there's always consequences. Just like there's consequences if you do come to school. There's consequences if you do your homework and consequences if you don't do your homework. So it's the same thing here, where when we push it off to someone else, we're actually saying, I'm scared, I might make the wrong decision, I might fail. But what your higher self would want you to do is say, I just, you get to make the decision. There is no bad, there is no good, there is only neutral. And we just see where that takes us. And then we learn along the way. That's all it is. It's not that we failed or anything. Any sort of fail would be failure to make a decision. So this is where you have to make a decision this month. And it feels good actually once you do make a decision, because then you realize, I've had the power all along, and you do. I would be the biggest proponent in encouraging you to not give your power away. When we give our power away, we give our power away to fear or worry or low self-confidence. But I would love it, and your higher self would love it, if you would put that power back into your own hands and say, I'm the driver and I decide where I'm going in my life next. So decision time, Sagittarius, you do have to make the decision. All right. Okay. Let's see. Sumi said crossroads is synonymous with Saint Peter or Papa Legba in Haitian voodoo. Crossroads is when your recent chapter has ended and a new chapter begins. So yes, but it's how are you going to bring in that new chapter? What decision will you make? So no sitting on your hands. Okay, so let's take a look at an opportunity and a block that we may encounter. And with that, dude, let's bust out the Witch's Wisdom Oracle. Okay, so an opportunity and a block. All right. And I like to look into those just so we have a little bit of a heads up, especially if there's a block coming up, because then we can learn about how to transmute it, how to overcome it, how to use it to our advantage. All right. So let's take a little look-ski here. Opportunity and a block for our fire signs. Okay. All right, let's put these away. All right, let's take a look at the block first, and then we'll get into the opportunity. Ooh, we have Athame, boundaries by Young Padua. Okay, let's go into this one. You know what? At first I was thinking, oh, like boundaries as in, boundaries that we have with our loved ones. But no, this is an internal boundary. So one of the blocks that may be coming up is not having enough of a boundary between your life and the ego. And I keep bringing up the ego a lot, but you know what? Everybody's got an ego. Where we were just born with an ego. It kind of comes with the human body. It comes with our little package here. So it's like, oh, one human, one ego, a couple pairs of shoes. Here's a little shirt, Yeah, it comes up, and it's not our enemy, but it shouldn't be our captain either. So we need to work on having a boundary with the ego, so that when we are confronted with things that are difficult for us to deal with, we definitely don't need the ego, going off in our ear when we're going through tough times, or we're trying to heal, or we're trying to, go through things like that, because the ego just doesn't help. It thinks it's helping, but really what it's best at is helping us find shelter, making sure that we don't go hungry, and basically our primal stuff, you know, our caveman behavior is what our ego is really, really good at. Our higher self is really good at helping us to level up, you know, and learn lots of things. So when we have the ego overstep into basically the higher self's job, things can get really confusing with ourselves and add to situations that are stressful, even make them even more stressful. And we don't need that. So for this particular blockage that may be coming up, just be aware when you start to feel, and actually you'll know when the ego's in the driver's seat because it's filled with fear, worry, anxiety, frustration. You start saying maybe negative things about yourself, things that you would never say to your best friend or somebody that you love, or even a child. You wouldn't speak to a child the way that sometimes we speak to ourselves. And that is the ego. It's like an abusive partner, you know, they get to say all these nasty things to us and then turn around and say, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, you know, but oh my gosh, that's an abusive relationship, you know, and we don't want to have that. We want to have more balance within ourselves. So if you feel the ego is overstepping and starting to make you feel those things, that's not a bad thing because it's also kind of teaching you something that the higher self can decode. The higher self says, okay, the ego is making you feel anxious right now. Let's find out why. Let's heal it so that doesn't come again. Okay, if you are feeling fearful, okay, the ego is speaking. It says you feel fear. Let's find out why. And this is where they work in harmony together. This is how they can help each other. So if you are feeling those negative emotions, and not negative as in bad, that's not what I'm saying, but lower vibrational emotions, maybe we'll just say that, then know that they're bringing it to the surface so that the higher self can decode it. But if the ego is overstepping its boundary, it doesn't give a chance for the higher self to decode those emotions, and all we feel are those emotions, and then we never figure out why, and it just keeps coming up again and again. So in the month of October, not saying that we're going to fix all of this in the month of October, but when all of these changes are occurring for you guys, all you fire signs, it won't help if the ego is in charge to exacerbate already maybe anxious or stressful situations. So this is where we want to bring it back just a little bit and let the higher self try and decode the things that the ego has brought up for you. All right. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back here. Alikia said, not surprising having to make a potential big decision. Silver Star, hey, how are you? She says, good morning, darlings. Yay. Excellent. Good to see you. All right, so let's take a look at an opportunity then. All right, you guys got some big stuff coming up for you fire signs. My goodness. Okay, that's kind of funny. Anyway, so it's under Litha, but it says intensification. I mean, it's kind of cheeky, I think, for everything that we've been talking about already. Sharna said, def time to let go of the ego, another sign. And Silver Star says, I'm well, how about you? I'm doing fabulous. Actually, it was just a few hours ago we got back from the property. So big strides there, we got to bring some stuff up, so we're slowly going to start moving this apartment up there. Yay! Okay, so intensification. Let's take a look at this for an opportunity. Okay. So fire signs. Remember we said that one of the blockages may be that the ego wants to overstep its boundaries and continue to have us feel our lower vibrating emotions or our negative emotions and not allow us the higher perspective to find out why we're feeling those things so that we can heal those things, you know, because it's overstepping its boundary. However, if we can catch ourselves, and we may not catch ourselves all the time because we're human, that's okay, but if we can catch ourselves enough times or catch the ego enough times trying to overstep its boundary, and we can work on putting a healthy boundary in place so that the higher self and the ego can work in tandem, and we can heal and we can grow, then the things that are happening in the month of October, all those big movements that we were talking about, with Leo and Sagittarius's decisions, and all the things that Aries, is going to dive into with listening to their gut. When you move towards the things that your ego is screaming for you not to do because it's scared out of its mind, but your higher self is like, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. When you move towards that and you go towards things that truly light you up in the month of October, it's going to be intense. That means that all these other doors that you haven't seen before, because you've been on a particular path, they've been closed to you, but because you've taken a big step in a direction that it's not that you have a lack of fear, but you're doing it because you do have fear, but it's for your best and highest good. So you do it anyway. And when you do that, boom, all these other opportunities start opening up for you. All these other ways of doing, thinking, being, new people coming into your life. It's like it blows up. It's like an abundance blow up of all these things. And that's how you're headed in the right direction, is because like, oh my gosh, I did this thing. It's really scary, but I just know I have to do it. And I hope I made the right decision. And you just do it anyway. And then it's like, oh, wow. Now, oh, I've met this person now. Oh my gosh, now this is happening. This is happening. Wow. It's like magic, but it's not magic. I mean, it kind of is. It's magic because you're magic, and because you've decided to listen to your heart instead of the ego, despite what it's trying to say anyway. So expect things to get quite intense for you guys. So if you can go towards those things, expect a huge return, a huge reward, basically, for listening to your heart, listening to your gut, follow your guidance, and then just watch everything else just like fireworks. All right, that sounds like fun to me. Let's see. Silver says, yay, I'm so excited for you both. Thank you. Deadly creature. Oh my gosh. Long time no see. It says, does Arizona have a big event like California, a big public day of the dead event next month? Kind of all over the place, actually. We do have, like here in Mesa, last year they had the Dia de los Muertos event. We'll see what it's like up in the mountains. I'm interested, but I'm interested in finally doing some like Samhain stuff I've always wanted to do, and some Dia de los Muertos stuff, now that I have like this like big open space and I don't really have neighbors that are gonna be staring at me. So I'm excited. Sharna says, what an exciting new adventure for you both, and you never have too many animals. Oh yes, I've been working so hard to heal and grow the past few months. That's amazing. Heather says she has to rewatch this afterwards. Yay! Shina says, I'm starting a new job in October and it's a whole new path. Woo woo! You got this. You got this. I mean, intensification. You got this. All right. Let's see. Oh, for everybody that's in the chat right now, you guys get to do a little viewer's choice. How about that? Okay. So I have two questions for you guys. And if you like the first question, I'm going to pull from the Raven's Wand Oracle, by the way. But if you like the first question, I'm going to have you vote. And how you vote is with a red heart emoji. Now, if you're not on your phone and you're not near your emojis, just type the words red heart. Okay? For the second question, if you like that question, you want me to pull a card on that, then vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. All right, and then I'll count up the number of red hearts versus the number of green hearts. We'll find our quote unquote winning question. All right, so here are the questions. Question number one, and a lot of people giving the congrats to Sharna. That is amazing. She says, oh, thank you so much for the awesome support. That's excellent. Amen. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. Okay, so question one, what is lurking in my shadows? And the reason I bring that up is October and Samhain, going into the third harvest, coming up on Dia de los Muertos and all of that as we get into like early October, or sorry, November. So, you know, we often think about like the things that are in the shadows, like in our homes, in our apartments, but what's lurking in our personal shadows? So that is question number one. And if you like that question, go ahead and vote with a red heart or type the words red heart. Question number 2. What message does my ancestor have? And so we'll actually have to figure out what ancestor this is, but a message from your ancestor. So if you like that one, then let's vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. All right, are you ready? So quick recap: red heart for what is lurking in my shadows, green heart for a message from your ancestors. All right, I'm gonna do a little Jeopardy music. And Alikia's already come in with the red heart, so go ahead and get your vote on. Lisa's coming in with the green heart. Sumi says, it's me, I'm lurking in the bushes. I'm peeping through the blinds right now. Oh my gosh. All right, so Sumi's coming in with the red heart. So 2 red hearts, 1 green heart. Sharna's got another red heart, still 1 green heart. So do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so let's go back and so we'll count them back up again. 1, 2, 3 red hearts, 1 green heart. Sharna sees Sumi. Okay, so we have our winning 3 red hearts. That is what is lurking besides Sumi in my shadows. Oh, Heather has to be a rebel, so she had to come in with the green heart. Joy, how are you? Okay. So let's go ahead and pull a card then for the red hearts. What is lurking in my shadows? Okay. Do. Joy said, good boo. I hope you're having a great Friday Eve, technically. Okay, so Sumi, I have to tell you that I think you said that you were going to be traveling to Egypt, maybe, but James's cousin was talking about possibly going to Egypt as well. And so I've heard actually a few people talking about like somehow they feel drawn to like they need to make a pilgrimage to Egypt. So I thought I would just like tell you that's interesting synchronicity. Like all of a sudden I'm hearing people talk about going to Egypt and you're the first person I heard say that, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Is there something going on over there? I mean, if I could, I would definitely go see those pyramids. That's been on my bucket list since I was probably 1 year old. That's been on my bucket list. Okay, so here we go. What is lurking in my shadows? Everybody's saying hello to Joy. Sumi said, wow, yes, my lion family guided me there. Cairo, hey. Sharna said, oh my, I've been feeling that for years. And Heather said, something I always wanted to do. Egypt is at the top of my list. Yes, like if I had the funds to travel at this moment. Right now my funds are tied up in like home stuff, but if I had the funds to travel, Egypt is the place to go. Okay, so I have our card here. Sumi said it's next month. Dude, if you could, when you get back, send some pictures. I want to see. This is so exciting. Okay. Oh, we got the Queen of Hearts here. Dude, look at this image. She literally stabbed her own heart. It's interesting. But out of the heart is like this snake and rose petals, and wow, that's a really interesting image. Lisa said, so exciting, Sumi. I've always wanted to go there. Alikia said, exciting. I love travel. And Sharna said, that's fab. You must be so excited. Okay. What's lurking in our shadows? Queen of Hearts. Let's dive into this one. This one's going to be a little bit bigger, I feel, so I'm going to take a little bit more time. Okay, so I don't know if this might be for everyone, but hopefully it reaches the intended people. So one major thing that seems to be lurking in several people's shadows, and maybe possibly my own as well, um, is something about um, like a self-sabotage when it comes to your personal joy. And I don't, and obviously, I know this is not at a conscious level. This is at a subconscious level. So let's say, for instance, somebody wants to treat you. Let's say you're a bestie. Hey, let's go out for ice cream. And you say, yeah, let's go out for ice cream. You go out for ice cream. Your best friend wants to pay for you. And you use, no, 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 no. Because you feel like, no, she shouldn't have to pay for me, or he shouldn't have to pay for me. I can pay for my own. It's fine. I don't want to feel like I'm a burden on my friend. And it's just a little thing, a little ice cream, right? So what's lurking in the shadow is somehow not feeling worthy of the generosity, the kindness, the love of others, or even allowing yourself to feel full joy and love, allowing kindness to yourself. So this could come from something that happened a long time ago, maybe when you were really young, or maybe even when you were a small child. Something family members, and this just maybe got programmed into you somehow. Maybe you saw this with your mother or your father, maybe your siblings, or maybe aunts, uncles, grandparents, where you saw somebody who was always pushing away the kindness of others. No, 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 no. I don't need anything. No, 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 no. I'm fine. I don't want you. And there is like a sort of a thing every now and then, like it's okay to like say no, 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 but like understand where that's coming from. Are you saying no, 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 don't pay for me, or no, 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 you don't have to give me that, or no, no, I don't feel like you should be doing that for me? Where is that actually coming from? And in this card, and what I'm feeling like it's actually coming from, is a feeling of unworthiness. I'm not worthy. I'm not worth what you're trying to give me right now. So I feel uncomfortable with it. I feel almost angry that you're trying to do that for me. And I'm trying to push you away. I'm trying to push the thing away. Because, you may have the biggest heart in the world. You may love giving to people. You may love helping people and being kind to others, but when they want to do the same for you, somehow it becomes this very uncomfortable event. And sometimes you may even begrudgingly say yes. And when you say yes, you still don't enjoy it because you're just doing it to pacify or make the other person feel good, but you yourself don't feel good in receiving the thing. So this is something to work on. So it's not something that this message is coming at you saying, oh, this is what you do. No, this is like saying, this is something that happens. You are deserving of love. You are deserving of kindness. So let's find out where that's actually coming from. So that might be something that you want to work on now, maybe, or in October, which is only a couple of days away. Or, maybe for the rest of the year. This is an ongoing process. It's not something that we're just going to look at and be one and done. Because it seems like it's years of programming, and it could be societal programming as well. Like, no, you must refuse the kindness of others, because of this or that. But in reality, remember that we're all love, right? We're all divine. We all come from the same stuff, the same stardust, the same magical stuff. And when you take away these human bodies, all you have are light beings. And so if that's true, and you're made of the same stuff of the people that you want to do nice things for, then you should be able to receive the nice things they want to do for you too, because you're the same. You're the same. You're the same stuff. You're made of the same material. So one of these shadows coming up big time is allowing others to show you love, and in any way they try to do it. Okay? From your partners to your best friends, to coworkers, to strangers on the street, to family members. Letting love in, and why it might be uncomfortable for you to do so. So this is something to work on. Okay, let's go back here. Missed some of your messages. Joyce said, I was born the 3rd of August. At 11:11. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Also discovered I'm on a life path number 11. That is so cool. Talk about synchronicity. I've been seeing lots of 11s lately. Heather said, okay, something weird just happened. I have my back door cracked. It's a sliding glass door. Sound is distinct, especially because it's going to be replaced. Something was messing with it. So I went downstairs and there's nothing. I'm home with my daughter, but there's something that was interesting. And so Lisa was wondering if Heather closed it, and she said yes, that she closed and locked it. And Sharna was saying, that's interesting. And then, are you feeling okay? And I said, yeah, it was more like something was letting me know it was there and that you checked the house. It's Sumi. See, Sumi has been lurking in the bushes. Sharna said, this reading has been really informative and calming with a bit of excitement thrown in. Hey! So, you know what, Heather, was interesting is because last night, you know, we're sleeping up on the property in our nice little RV, right? And we kept hearing all these noises outside, but that should be normal because, I mean, we're basically in the middle of the wilderness, so there's going to be animals outside. There's, you know, the coyotes come out at night and mountain lions and stuff like that. So that was okay. I mean, I guess that wasn't too weird, but I have glass sliding doors for the closet in the bedroom, and they shook against each other, but there was, it's like when you try to rock the RV and when you try to shake it, those doors don't bang against each other. So somebody would have to physically shake those doors to make them shake, because I tried to recreate the sound, like jumping up and down, moving, but I couldn't recreate it. So it was like something was saying, hey, I'm here. And I was like, okay. So I did a little like, okay, I'm about to go to bed now, and I would like it if nothing tried to contact me while I'm trying to sleep, like, be gone. And luckily I had a nice night's sleep, so I don't know, maybe that's something you might want to do, is be like, hey, I'm here with my daughter right now, and we don't need any extra visitors at the moment, but thanks for coming by. So yeah, I thought I would just throw it in, because that's something interesting. Oh, Joy said you need some mace. And Heather's like, I have some. It says, I'm not worried. Was just weirded out. It was out of the ordinary. Yeah. Yeah, like Sumi was saying at the very beginning, it is very thin, that veil. And I think that it's been getting thin. And so even as we go into Samhain, it's getting even more thin. But it's getting weird and awesome. Sumi says, that's what I said. The veil is thinning. It's normal this time of year. And Heather's like, I'm going to have to look at the camera outside. Dude, I've caught stuff on camera before because I used to have that Ring doorbell. Dude. I kept those pictures. Okay, let's go into our healing, you guys. I just did that. I wanted to use my little Tibetan singing bowl here, and I just love the vibration and the sound of it. I feel that it's very clearing, and it helps us really to go inward and silence the ego so that we can listen to what our heart is trying to tell us. And since this is attuned to the heart chakra, I thought this would be really good, especially since the reading, you know, that we just had for everyone, for all the fire signs. So I'm going to take you through a brief guided meditation, and then afterwards I'm going to play my singing bowl for you. Okay? Let's see. Sumi's like, I keep dreaming of the same large building for the past 3 nights in a row. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of stuff is coming up in the dream time. Like, I usually fly in my dreams, but it seems like the past couple of months, almost every single night I'm flying in my dreams, and I literally feel like I'm falling into bed when I come back, you know. Like I do that, it's like you fell, you know. And sometimes as I'm starting to fall asleep, when I'm not fully asleep yet, I start to feel as if I'm starting to come out of my body and float out of the bedroom. Like it's like my body just can't wait to astral travel. It's been crazy. Let's see. Joy said, I'm going to have an RV one day. They're awesome. That's a goal of mine. But a nice little house first. I'm just getting to know who I am. I'm grateful. That's awesome. Asumi says, like, it's like a big hotel or a lodge. Interesting. I wonder if that'll have anything to do with your Cairo trip. Maybe. Okay, so let's go ahead and get nice and cozy, you guys. So if you want to find a nice place on the floor, I'm on the hard floor, but that's just me. Or you want to lay down on the bed, maybe you want to get cozy on the couch or a chair. But go ahead and just settle in. And as you do, go ahead and bring your awareness inside your body. And if you can, try to keep your spine as straight as you can. It doesn't have to be super tense like you're a soldier, but just so it's a nice straight line as best you can. So if you're laying down, try to fix your back a little bit. If you're sitting down, just make sure that you sit up a little bit. And the reason being, I look at that as like the tree of life inside our body, and everything that comes in, I want it to flow through our little power cord that we have back there, our little spine. So as we bring the awareness in, let's go ahead and what do I want to envision? Actually, you know what? I want to envision wind, because you guys are fire signs, so I want to cool you guys off a little bit. So we're going to envision a little bit of wind. So imagine there's a little fan above your head, and actually I do have a big ceiling fan above my head, and it's just whirling at low speed, and you feel the cool air rushing down the top of your head, past your eyes, your face, and the cool air kind of rushing down. And wherever the air touches, you feel yourself relax. The muscles relax, the muscles in the jaw relaxing. You feel it in your cheeks. And then the air washes down your neck. You start to feel your neck just getting more and more malleable. And then the cool air rushes down. You can feel it touching your shoulders. And you release the tension in your shoulders. Release them away from your ears. Feel the cool air rushing down your chest and your torso, down your back. And everywhere the air touches, you feel more and more relaxed. The tension just disappears. And if there are thoughts passing through your mind, just acknowledge them and let them pass right on through, just like the wind that you're feeling from the little fan above your head. And you feel that cool air rushing down your arms, down your fingers, past your hips, down your legs, all the way down to your little tootsies. And you should feel so relaxed, so at peace. Nothing matters but this moment right here. This moment is your moment. It is for you. It is an act of self-love for you. And I want you to bring your breath, your awareness on your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this breath. We're going to recall the messages that you heard this evening. Which of those messages resonated with you? They felt like that's something that you could work on, or that you want to work towards, or something that you would want to accomplish. Think about it in your mind's eye. What do you want to bring in? And we're going to use our breath to bring it into our body, bring it into our physical being. Let it fill every cell, every organ, every piece of ourselves. Because we know that when we believe something to our core, to every cell in our body, when we believe it, we make it happen, positive or negative. That's why it's so important to work on our healing process. So we're going to go ahead and breathe in this intention, because we want this for ourselves, and we want it to be true, and it will be true. Okay, so we're going to breathe that in all the way into the lungs, all the way into the diaphragm, all the way into the stomach until you can't breathe in anymore. And then when we exhale, I want you to release something. So if you're going to bring something in, think of something that you want to let go of. Maybe it's a belief system, maybe it's a way of doing something, maybe it's something physical that you want to release in October. All right, so let's get ready to breathe in that intention. Ready? 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And let's release. Belly button to the spine, get all the air out, get all the air out. You want to release it fully. And breathe in. And release. All right. I want you guys to continue to breathe in and out in this way. And as you do, focus on your grounding as well, and you're connecting to your higher self. And if your higher self needs to speak, let it speak. We're going to bring out this Tibetan singing bowl, and it's meant to help to open your heart chakra. So if your heart has something to say, your higher self has something to say, this is the time to listen. You guys, hope you enjoy that just mini meditation, and I hope you enjoyed the reading this evening as well. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and maybe you want to share it with some of your fire sign friends, either Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I thank you guys for coming in and sharing this evening with me. Loved hanging out with each and every one of you. Let's see, let's go back here. Wow. You guys are talking about all the interesting things going on. Yes. Sumi said thank you everyone in the chat. Yes. And by the way, you guys on Etsy and in my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, expect in the first week of October there to be a little sale going on, a little Samhain sale, a little Dia de los Muertos sale. I know that that's happening in like 1st of November, but definitely check it out if you're looking for a little, save a little bit of money on maybe the readings or some of the physical things that I make, or maybe even a Wallys World. So definitely go check it out. Sharna said, woo, thank you. Having a awesome weekend, an amazing October. Same to you. Silver Star said, thank you so much, darlings. You two are awesome. And Lisa, that was awesome. Thank you. You guys are very welcome. Like I said, thank you for hanging out with me. Let's go ahead and close up this circle that we opened at the very beginning. So I'm going to take my little boar wand again, which is that desert cauldron, and let's start at the north and thank our elemental friends for casting this circle with us today. So thank you, elementals of the north. Thank you, elementals of the west, with helping us today. Thank you, elementals of the south, for helping us today. Thank you, elementals of the east, for helping us today. Circle still remains, as above, so below, as within, so without. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, you guys, thank you all very much. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up, a good Friday. Heather says, sweet dreams. Same to you guys. Elisa said, thank you, everyone. Have an amazing October. I also want to thank my YouTube members. So Heather and Kayla, Lisa, Susie, thank you all so very much. And my lovely patrons, Surian and Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, Kayla, Sarah, Jason, Charles, Brian, Grace, Jamie. Thank you all, you guys, and everybody who is subscribed to the channel and everybody who showed up in the chat today. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and sweet dreams, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow night actually with our water signs. We're doing water signs next. So and Heather coming in with all the special emojis, which, by the way, if you're wondering how they get emojis like that, it's because they are part of the YouTube KWT tribe. So all right, you guys, I'll catch you later tomorrow night actually at 7 p.m. for all water signs out there. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.